here, and I'm starting our recording. So officially, good morning. Welcome out, everyone, to the Options Income Launchpad Tuesday opening bell. My name is Scott. I will be your host. As always, what we're doing is education, illustrative purposes only. Nothing intended to be a recommendation to buy or sell. Decisions made should be at your own risk. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. Let's go take a look and see what we have going on here. Give me 1 second. Let me pop on over. And interestingly, S&P is a little down, Dow's a little up, NASDAQ's a little down. The Russell is flat. AI jitters return. However, let me start here. I got to tell you, Apple looks okay. Apple looks like it's holding up, so we'll keep an eye on that one today. Amazon holding up. ANET is flat today. Now remember, there's no news at all other than hope of the government shutdown ending. But if you look at the economic calendar, we really didn't have any expectations today. So yesterday, pure Fed speak. Today we have Veterans Day. And again, happy Veterans Day to anyone who served. Didn't even get to say good morning to everybody as I was trying to get loaded here. So good morning, Bob Core. Good morning, LJ Go. Good day to you, Kevin. Good morning, Lee. Tony Z, glad you lasted. Good morning, John. Good morning, Vladimir. Okay. Yes, Stephen. Yes, sir. Okay. Bond market is closed. Stock market is open. So we do have that. Tomorrow, Fed speak. And again, we talked about this. Even if they get the government open, which it looks like I think they said they're trying to plan the vote for Wednesday. And the White House has signaled support. So as long as it passes the House, then all is well. The government opening does not mean that we're going to just start getting our reports. It's going to take a little bit to get the wheels turning again. And as such, there will be still quite a lag in the information. So let's take a quick peek at the futures. The futures, though, are still, the Fed rate game as far as pricing the upcoming interest rate meeting into the market is improving. It's gone from 66 to 69. So there you go. All right. Let's actually pull up the market itself. Let's pull over the market itself. Down a titch. Let's pull up the VIX. And I'll tell you what. Here is what we're looking at. You can actually see yesterday fully took out the bottom of this. 1764, 1760. This absolutely David Wilson David Wilson, I had a power outage here, so it prevented me from starting the meeting. I can't launch meetings from the app. And so it took a minute for me to get going. So that was on me. However, we're up and running, so there you go. We have an amazing number of people, even still. So let's go through it. Okay. A little bit of a hiccup though. So here's what I was saying about the VIX before, is that even if we get this, which we did, which is lower than this, even if we get that, the concern is now right across. So let me draw this line. This is now our old low. This is pulling back. We have this range. We have this range right here that if it drops, and it's starting now that we've identified a higher low, if it were to just doji up and then turn, a lower high, then this is now a higher low relative to this, which would offset and then be the most recent event, which would make us concerned about this turning higher. So we're in a little bit of a danger zone, right? Today, hopefully this pauses, and then the next day, hopefully it accelerates when we get the actual news of the government shutdown ending, and then it continues and breaks through this. That's the ideal, right? Is that this thing keeps on just sort of dropping the way it did here. We'd like to see that happen down here and get us to a new lower low. That's how we would increase our score on the VIX, and it would give us, what we're looking for sustained bullishness. If, however, we even drop a little bit more tomorrow, and then it starts to turn sideways, and then all of a sudden it pops, what does that mean? It means that this low became a higher low. So as of right now, our VIX score will go up 0.25 because of this lower high. But if we get this over here, then the score would go minus 0.25. And these two would cancel each other out. And not only would it go minus 0.25, but I would look over here to this side and I'll be like, ooh, that's the most recent of the events. And I would be concerned. About if I had enough bullish trades on, putting a hedge on. I would definitely have be thinking to myself, this could signal more downside ahead from the market, because we know that it has this lurking in the psychology of the market. The fact that it was able to bop up here to the high 20s, we know that psychology is there. It's loitering in the market. We've shaken it off, but we can't forget that just happened. But then we look here and we realize this escalation could be, reverting and back on top of us. So, yeah, I'm definitely paying very close attention to the VIX this week. Probably one of the stronger signals. Now, today, let's keep going through. Kind of a pause. Amazon looked like it was trying to turn. It's pausing. ANET looked like it was trying to turn. That was one I was thinking about. Now, a lot of the signals yesterday that were looking like this turned into dojis, and they're not quite as strong. Still holding support. So, if you took it, you'd be thinking, well, it's pulling back today, but it's still viable. If you didn't take it, you'd be thinking, let's wait and see how this hiccup plays out. APH, same thing. Right? It absolutely took this turn. And now it's just sort of pausing. Pause day. AVGO. Just sort of right in this vein. Stochastics has turned, but we have not seen it. We have not seen it break that support level yet. AXP, a little bit of a pause. And certainly there was a little bit of that a little bit of that, are we going to see sustained bullishness, or is it going to wait until the actual news passes, right? So we had that initial response, and now waiting to see how it plays out from here. AXP kind of flat, BAC kind of flat. BBY still holding support. BE. This one was not one that was on our list, but we think maybe on a pullback. Maybe on a pullback. Citigroup. Still holding that line. You can see why financials are struggling a little bit here. Caterpillar, same kind of a thing, right? It looked like it wanted to turn off, but we're still sort of in this. So, if you did pull the trigger yesterday, is it wrong now that things have pulled back? No. It's part of the same bounce, the same bullish move. So let me ask you this. Who did? Who took trades yesterday? Let me know if you took one. Let me know if you're trading now or today. All right, let's keep going here. CLS. CLS was not one we were looking at. COF, still holding. Okay. Coinbase. So yesterday, Coinbase tried to turn, did not really hold. Waited on GE today. I took GE yesterday. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going. GE yesterday. Delta, no. Diamonds. You can see the Dow's holding up here in this current environment from this bounce, which, we don't love, as it's a more of a defensive looking stock. Ford. So you can see Ford yesterday was down but finished. I mean, it's holding up. Is it making high, jumping at leaps and bounds? No, it's not. But it's definitely holding up on its bullish cycle. So we'll see if it can push through. Okay. GE. Same thing. We're in range now. If this thing drops, obviously we're going to think to ourselves, okay, yeah, that's NIGO. That's NIGO. What is NIGO? Not in good order. Ford rumors yesterday they are dropping the new F-150 EV. Okay, so is that considered good news then, Bob? It seems like it would be, right? I mean, people love the F-150, it seems. Yeah, seems like it would be good news, doesn't it? I think so. Okay, but for now, this is holding up. This is support. This is the bounce. This is a little bit of a hiccup. Even this would be a little bit of a hiccup. We've lasted through those things before, right? We've lasted through those things before. Okay, let's keep going. Big write-off, however. Yeah, okay, gold. So gold, if you took this trade, actually had a hiccup as well. It hiccuped, held support. Did anybody take gold first and foremost? Did you hold through the hiccup? Second of all, you guys know I'm not a big precious metal trader. But tell me if that was on the docket for you or not. GM, like Ford, holding up. They both had these kind of bullish bounces, and they're both looking to push a little bit that way as well. Okay, let's keep going. So if you took the GE, yeah, I don't think there's anything. I mean, obviously it's not going up today, but the trade looks fine as far as new trades go. Ford still looks fine as far as the two newest trades go. And I got to tell you, Apple's looking pretty good. Let me go back to it. For consideration. And Apple is a leader in the market, which means that it would have a pretty good opportunity to help pull other things along with it. Okay. Where were we? Google. Google looks like it's trying to hold on. Actually, Google is one I looked at. Anyone else look at this for Google? Google kind of was in this situation here and then turned out of it. Still, to some extent, showing up there. Okay, let's keep going. Goldman. Goldman looks okay, though it's still a little bit confined in this. I'm still a little bit iffy overall on financials. We haven't unfortunately had a lot of momentum there. Okay, let's keep looking through the list here. GTX is new. GTX is new. That was a no for me yesterday. The stochastic still coming down. Hood tried. Still kind of in that sideways vein. If I pop on one that you're looking at, let me know. How Met, same kind of a thing as GE. It took a turn. Now it's pausing. Overall, I think it looks fine. All right. Still going forward. Oh yeah, GE continues to recover actually. Getting some good momentum back. IBM has a little bit of a turn. It's trying. Intel, now, this is a few like Intel. We're like, Intel looks great until what? Remember, we're like, unless we have a sell-off in the afternoon. The stochastics held, and the price action just really didn't hold up. This is still in a viable situation, right? Still in a viable situation. However, it's, did anyone take any tech trades yesterday out of curiosity? Let me know. Let me know. Okay, let's keep looking. IWM. Small caps are trying to recover today. That's always good for us to see. Trying to get a little recovery out of the small caps. JCI overextended, nothing there for us. Okay, let's keep looking forward. Lumentum finally reached what looks like it may be a high and is rolling over. Macy's, no, still maybe setting up. MasterCard is a no. Meta really still struggling. Meta is definitely holding back all of communication services. Right? It's really holding back communication services right now. Okay, let's keep going forward. MIR, still viable. Mirion Technologies. This is new. This is new. They had a phenomenal earnings. Smashed higher, new high, pulling back. Yeah, I'm definitely looking at this one. Definitely looking at this one. Okay, let's keep going. MS. No, Microsoft. Microsoft turned. I didn't like that it's below the 50. It did hold this old support level here. It did have a nice looking turn. I wouldn't be shocked, right? I wouldn't be shocked if somebody pulled the trigger on that. But I said why I wasn't as interested in that one. Okay, let's keep going. Micron rolled over. We knew Micron was overextended. We weren't looking at that one the way we were Intel, but it rolled over. Netflix trying to recover. Northrop Grumman still going down, still in consolidation. NVIDIA. So NVIDIA had such a big entry that it was too much, right? It was like, oh, now it's way jumped beyond what we were thinking a valid entry would be. So now you can see it's actually on a hiccup, and the hiccup is what I would be more inclined to trade. So if this thing kind of like slows back down and then does something like this and turns, the problem and the other problem that caused us to hold off on this is the earnings announcement. And you'll notice that puts us into, so there's just not enough left in there, right? Yeah, not enough left. Okay, let's keep going. PDD. Whoop. PDD. That one's actually moving okay. You can see the same kind of a thing here. Turned, hiccup, still moving. We have to make sure early in trades not to let these little areas, basically throw the trade off. They happen. That's part of what we do. Part of what we see. Okay, let's keep going through our list. Micron announced a 2-year delay. Oh, that's very interesting. Very interesting. PLTR is my next one. Rosanna, my next one. Here is PLTR. Same kind of a thing. Right? Same kind of a thing where it had this shoot. So if you got in early yesterday, you got a big piece. Today it's kind of pulling back. But overall, I would say still showing bullishness. PLTR, a lot like NVIDIA, just had such an enormous from here to here. If you waited till the end of the day, it was up. I think it was up 8% maybe by the end of it. Okay. The cues today we do know are pausing. I wouldn't say pulling back. I would say pausing. Okay, let's keep going. Reddit, a little bit of bullishness today. Reddit's trying, but it hasn't done enough for us to have any interest again yet. Look at this one. The Real. The Real. We were thinking about the Real as one that we were interested in. But we had to wait for earnings, and then you can see exactly what the earnings looked like in this situation. Okay, let's keep looking through. Rocket Labs. No, for me. I think Rocket Labs looks like it could be in some trouble, in fact. Okay. Ross Stores. Still moving higher. RTX. I got to tell you, RTX yesterday was one that I was looking at, but I feel like we missed. That would have been the entry. Yesterday would have been good. Today would just be a little bit of on pause. Right? There's not much we can do with that there. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep looking. SES. Tell me if I missed one that you're hoping for. I'm getting good people asking for symbols today, which is always good. Now this one, I said I didn't like the way it was doing these chops, and I still don't. It's got to kind of figure that out a little bit better. And this is a low price stock. This is one that we would really be looking as a stock trade for this one. Silver. Silver's holding up. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, SoFi. SoFi turned. It popped, and now it's kind of same like a lot of other things. It's on a little bit of a pause. Okay, not much you can do with that. SPY. Well, we're holding up, right? We're holding up. Okay, let's keep going. SYM pulling back. So a lot of things are kind of getting shook up. TJX was overextended. Tesla's just kind of chopping around. TSM. You can see all the chip stocks. Very similar. Right? Very similar in what's going on with those. Okay. Uber. If you're still in it, let me know. I know this one is just kind of sitting around, bouncing back and forth between 92 and 99, essentially. Today's VIX, it's flat, right? It's flat. It would have to turn back above this. Although after today, if we see something like that, it could be the turn that we would then say that's the other way. So that's certainly the concern that we have as of right now. Okay. VRT is a new one on our list. Not looking good today. Where is it? Come on, silver pullback. Still in, Melody says. Okay. Fair. Okay. Another new one to our list is Wayfair. Pausing. Walmart, not enough. Yeah, it's a tough one today. I mean, a lot of things that turned, they're still valid, but there's also just a little bit of a pause in today's market. Could be just waiting to make sure that the deal goes through, and when the government opens, that's when things really start to push. I would have a hard time closing any trades prior to getting that news, since we're pretty sure that news is in place. Okay. Let's go through the XLs. We'll call it a day. We're a little over, but we started a little late. Thank you to those who were able to pop in still after we had a little bit of a delayed start. XLB. Both Micron plants are under construction. The permits are done, just delays. I see. Okay. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, let's keep going here. XLC, Communication Services, is really struggling, especially because of how much Meta, right? Meta is really making it difficult. Oh, the split is today for Netflix. Is that right? Let me go back up to that. Okay, mine says 11/17. Is that the X date? Today's the date of record, and then it's the X date. Okay. Where are we? XLB, not so. XLB is trying to pull back a little bit. XLC, Communication Services, no, struggling. XLE, Energy, all of a sudden is making a jump. That's not great. That's jumping back to the highest place it's been all year. Okay, let's keep going. XLF. Topping out a little bit. Industrials tried, but it's a little bit, they're a little shook. Tech's a little shook. Staples is still trying to push. Utilities is everything's just on a little pause except for healthcare. We were talking about an XLV trade. I didn't actually end up with it on, but it's definitely made. That's the only thing that's moved consistently is healthcare. That's always interesting, in my opinion, when we see that. Okay, let's keep moving forward here. Last one, XLY. Yeah, the healthcare sector is strong. That's where the momentum is right now. That's where the momentum is. I don't know. I'm still thinking about this Apple. If it were any other trade, I'd be like, I don't know, but Apple can pull things with it. So if this Apple momentum holds up, I think that's a viable one for later today. Ford is holding up. GE tried but rolled back, but it's overall still in the right place. So, yeah, okay. All right. Well, listen, again, thanks, everyone. It was good to see you guys. I'm glad you were able to not give up and get in because we did have a delayed start, but all's well that ends well. Tonight, Glenn's first, I'm second. We'll see you for questions. We're going to do a little bit more searching in mine. And as always, happy trading.
Recording stop.